Okay, so I'm going to make a carbon patch on the bottom of this Top Sky 3 carbon wing. I've already made the patch on the top. You can see it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and make the bottom one. So, here we go. I have the wing upside down, so I have this edge hanging off the table. And then I have newspaper underneath this in case any of the glue drips down onto the floor. So right here I have my epoxy. It's the West Systems epoxy resin. It has hardener and regular epoxy, and I will combine them in a 5:1 ratio and get ourselves some glue. So I use this to measure, this little measuring cup. Yeah. So you don't want to get any of this glue on your hands, it's really bad for you. A lot of people are allergic to it, I'm allergic to it, so I just have to be careful. I'm just going to use the rest of this up. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, before you combine your glue, you want to put painter's tape on the sides that you're not going to be having the patch, so the glue doesn't get everywhere. So I just take painter's tape and cut a piece. And just set it down. This will just help with cleanup and not getting glue everywhere. And then you test fit the patch to make sure it's not going to go on top of the painter's tape. And that looks good. So for the part on the bottom, the bottom patch on the wing, you want to have it stick over about this much, so you can wrap it around the top and get a nice, like, clean leading edge. So that's going to wrap over like that. A technique that a lot of people use is they put 3M77 on the carbon patch and then they stick it on. That's kind of like then it just sticks to your wing better. But I just like set it on and it stays pretty well. So I have about this much glue. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough, but I think that'll be good enough. So I think we're ready to go. So I have my hardener right here, and I'm just going to pour 1/5 of the amount that's already in this measuring cup. And then I'm going to go grab a toothpick really quick. So, gotta measure this. Okay, there we go. Be back in a second. So now I'm just going to stir this. Okay, we are ready to go. So now I'm going to put, what was I going to do? Okay, I'm going to make sure that my patch is nice and centered before I put the glue on. here we go. Now what you do is you drip the epoxy onto the carbon patch. Just like that. And put on your glove. If you can, you want to keep it from running too far down the wing, or else it's going to get everywhere. So you can see how the kind of wants to run away. So right now I'm just spreading it out. It's okay if you get your glue in your aileron hinge a little bit, but if possible, just try to avoid it, because it's really annoying to clean up. So the glue is getting all spread out. All the background noise you hear is my parents cooking dinner. I'm gonna pour a little bit more on. Okay, now I've got to wrap it over the front side. Hey Ryan?
Yeah?
Can you come here and help me?
Sure.
Okay, so can you tear me some strips of toilet paper?
Yep.
So I put a little bead of that. And it sticks. So if you can see right here, I have the patch on the top wasn't center, so it looks kind of bad, but I think it'll be safe as in terms of strength. So I'm just gonna dab off the glue on the top side. And I'll put my wing back on. Okay. So the epoxy is nice and pressed into the carbon fiber, and it's all covered, and now I'll take off my glove and start mopping off the glue with little rolls of toilet paper. So the technique to this is you just it's like a blotting technique. You just push down and it sucks it up. See, it's wet right there. You just keep doing that. You don't want to rub, or else it's going to mess up all the fibers in the carbon fiber, and it'll make it really messy. So you just want to blot. keep doing that. I got some extra fibers hanging off the end, so I'm going to go ahead and pull them off. Why can you leave it alone? So I pulled that off, I can set that aside. And I'll go again. More bloody. If you get any on your hand, you want to use rubbing alcohol and wipe that off. Rubbing alcohol will get it off really good. Water doesn't work as well. So you can press pretty firmly, but you don't want to dent the wing. So you do like this smudge toilet paper, fold it. The more glue that you take out, the better, because your plane will weigh less. And you can't get out too much as long as you put it in good at first. So you just keep mopping the epoxy out until your toilet paper is dry when you pull it off. So this is my second plane ever doing a patch, but I've had good luck with them so far, so I decided that it was kind of a good idea to make a tutorial for those of you out there that are building kits that don't know how to do this, or doing repairs or something. So you do this, you do patches on the wing, and you do it on the tail surfaces for reinforcement. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it's nice and shiny right now. Most of the epoxy's gone. I'm going to check on the other side really quick. That looks pretty good. Yeah. So now, the next step is you take the painter's tape off, and I'm just moving these extra fibers over out of the way. I can cut them off later if they're kind of sticking out. Do a better job once it's dry. So now I can peel back the painter's tape. Just go nice and slow. Cool. So, here's our patch, and then you take some more toilet paper and just do one last mop. got a little bit on this hinge right here that I have to get out. So. There we go. So now, I'm going to show you this. This is what the finished product looks like. And then on the other side, you can see what I meant by it not being lined up. You can see right there is the edge of one of them. But, I don't know. It's okay. It looks kind of ugly, but I don't really care. So I can see how the fibers aren't pressed down right there, so I can go ahead and take my toilet paper and just press them down. There we go. So, that's what the patch looks like on the other side. It's already done. You can see I drilled my wing bolt holes once I did the patch on the top. That way I can take a drill and just go right back through, down, and then it'll go out this patch that I just put on. So this wing is basically done. We already drilled the servo pockets. We're doing top drive. And you can see where the exit holes are right there. Maybe you can see through the wing. I don't know. Kinda. Yeah. So this is the Top Sky 3 carbon patch tutorial. And now we're just gonna let it dry. Thanks for watching.